Welcome back, trainers. So in this video, we're going to be going over a lot of the news that I've been missing since I was gone for that invitational. So we're going to be going over the possibility of seeing shiny regionals coming in for us for the Kanto region. That's not all of the regional Pokemon, just the Kantos. So you have Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Tauros, and Farfetch'd. We're going to be going over that, as well as the possibility of Giovanni maybe coming into raids. We'll see how that's going to all go down. We did get that Go Snapshot tease at the Go Fest in Japan, in which Giovanni was photobombing, and that's kind of the pattern we saw right before Team Rocket got introduced into Pokemon Go for the Pokestops, which is still pretty neat. And there are some pretty challenging ones. We're going to be taking a look at the defense form Mewtwo actually pulling in and doing some work for me. So that's pretty interesting as well. Maxed out Armored Mewtwo. 2 moves actually performed fairly well going up against one of, I'm not going to say the hardest grunts, but a fairly difficult one. So I found some fun use for it there. And a few other details regarding upcoming events. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it, trainers. Okay, so I did go over the possibility of seeing Deoxys coming into Tier 5 raids for the public without an EX pass, and a lot of people were saying, well, the Ultra Unlock bonus is simply going to be the Legendary Beast coming into the raids for that raid day with that shiny variant, and that is it. And now that's not the case, folks. I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting that Deoxys form in all of its forms coming into the Tier 5 raids for the public without an EX pass. And if you're kind of sick and tired of Deoxys, I understand, I get it, but the thing is, not everybody around the world is able to get an EX pass. Simple as that. Or maybe they just can't make the times in which they were designated for them, and they just keep missing it. And there is people that still need it. As far as coming in as a shiny form, not likely, guys. Deoxys is probably not going to come in shiny quite yet, seeing that we don't even have shiny Mewtwo in the game. So at least that's going to be there. And if you're thinking, okay, well, what should I do when this does happen? Deoxys, is it going to be good? Is it going to be worth powering up if I get 100? Well, let's just put it this way. Deoxys defense form is going to be one of the best investments as far as that secondary move. You're going to have to power it up a couple of times, depending upon the CP that it does come in as the Tier 5 raid. But otherwise, all of the other Deoxyses are not going to be necessarily something you want to power up. If you have a lot of dust after this Stardust event, which I know a lot of you do, including myself, and I made a new threshold, and that's going to be 6 million. Pretty nice to finally have passed that 5 million. And I did get plenty of Stardust. I was just continuously spending it on PvP Pokemon and powering things up. So it just kind of dwindled around that 5 million marker there. So that's going to be pretty fun. So as far as investing in any of them, maybe the attack form if you are feeling feisty, all right, because it does put out a lot of damage. But anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the other information here. So Deoxys is more than likely going to be coming in. So week 1, September 2nd, at 1 p.m. PDT to September 9th. Trainers can enjoy a chance to work on their Johto Pokedex while exploring Put Your Walking Shoes On, as Pokemon never before seen in eggs in Pokemon Go will be hatching during this time. Now, I'm a little confused about that statement. Never before seen Pokemon coming out of eggs. We've had regionals coming out of eggs before, including Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Farfetch'd, and Tauros. That's how I got a couple of mine as well, including trades, of course, but that's not never before seen. So a little curious on that. Thinking Gen 5, but not quite yet here. There's going to be more details with that. Week 2, September 9th at 1 p.m. till September 16th at 1 p.m. PDT. Pokemon from across the globe will join in the celebration this week, along with a special appearance of a mythical Pokemon that will be available to challenge in raids. So that is the Deoxys segment there. I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be seeing coming in. So we'll just have to wait and see, because Deoxys is a mythical Pokemon, and they're more than likely not going to be dropping Jirachi in raids, in which you're going to only be able to get one. Week 3, September 16th to September 23rd. Unusual Pokemon will be appearing in the wild this week. Now, when they say unusual Pokemon, I'm thinking Gen 5. All right, noteworthy opponents are coming to raids 2. Now, when they say noteworthy opponents, that could simply be, raids that we've never seen before with Pokemon, or that could mean Giovanni is going to be coming in and actually giving us a challenge as a literal raid boss. I know that sounds a little weird. I was thinking more of on the end of him taking over the gyms and having 6 overpowered Pokemon, making it extremely difficult for you to beat, almost as if you needed somebody else to help you. But we'll just have to wait and see how that all plays out for Giovanni. Over the course of the event, you may also be available to add some Pokemon to your Kanto Pokedex that previously elude you in your part of the world. So that's pretty much, the regionals, and that's why I think we might just be finally getting him as their shiny variances coming into Pokemon Go. Venture out to take on challenges and make discoveries. As always, happy exploring trainers. So there you have it for that information there. As far as the mythical coming in, 99.9% sure that is going to be Deoxys. And if you're wondering, well, what form is it going to be? I think that it's going to have the possibility of hatching out of that egg as any of its forms, simple as that. And there's not much more to it. So expect Deoxys coming in for the raids there. Should be pretty exciting for the people who haven't caught it before. Alrighty, trainers. So we are over here on the Pokemon Go Twitter page, in which they did tweet out this star-filled sky with a few defined stars that are going to be pulling up an image the more they do tweet it out, with a more defined image of possibly Jirachi here. So we do have 4 stars, and then if we go up, they are going to be reduced to 3 with the image of the more defined stars coming out there. And then as we go up, we have 2, and I do believe the next tweet is going to be obviously 1 star, and then a more defined image of that possible Jirachi. And then finally, they're going to announce the release of it for the public. And this thing is actually going to be pretty good in the Great League. I'm going to tell you right now, purchasing that secondary move is going to be a bit steep. Is it going to be worth it? We'll get more into that in the future. I personally did put the rare candies and invest that 100,000 Stardust. I was actually preparing to use it at the Invitational in DC, but I decided against it because although it performed well, it just wasn't on par for what I wanted to do with my strategies. But anyways, Jirachi should be coming in for the public fairly soon. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm far behind on a lot of this information. I just wanted to cram as much of this details as I could in this video for you. So Jirachi possibly coming in very soon. And of course, we do have the Safari Zone going down in Montreal, Canada, in which I did say that I think we're going to be getting shiny Yanma coming in for us, possibly for the world, because they did say that there will be increased spawns around the world for everybody for the Yanma, and I do believe that that's going to be the featured shiny for this specific event, so get hyped for that. Should be pretty nice, seeing that Yanmega is one of my favorite bug-type Pokemon, although it will be getting outperformed later on in Gen 5. So let's go ahead and get into the Gen 5 Pokemon that we can be expecting to be on top coming very soon. So I did make a video about this a long time ago, but we're going to go ahead and discuss this yet again. Alright, so we're going to just briefly go over some of the top Gen 5 Pokemon, like I have went over before, that will be possibly outperforming the current top meta that we do have. So credit to the guy who did make this here. And I'm just going to briefly go over it because I'm going to make a separate video kind of going more in depth into the Pokemon that you probably want to start saving up for. So Conkeldurr, which can possibly outperform Machamp, really depends upon the moveset it does receive. So we're just going to have to hopefully get maybe possibly Counter as a quick move, or maybe some sort of new type of fighting quick move that's going to be outperforming Counter finally, as well as Dynamic Punch. Conkeldurr is a good candidate for that. Then we have Volcarona. It's going to be a Fire and Bug, which is going to be the best bug type Pokemon. Let's just put it that way. Really depends yet again on the moveset it does receive. It does have the potential to learn Bug Bite and Bug Buzz, so let's just have our fingers crossed for that one. Then we have Arceus, which does have the potential to be the best flying and rock type Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Really depends upon the moveset it does receive. We'll just have to wait and see on that. But there is a few things behind the scenes regarding that just make it fall behind in a way that you don't really want to know. Well, I'll just tell you, it does have a special ability in Pokemon that does hold it back, kind of like, I suppose, slacking. So you just have to, let's have to wait and see for that one. Excadrill, which is going to be a ground and steel type. As far as this Pokemon goes, I wouldn't say top tier. It does have the potential to do fantastic, but it's just not going to really be surpassing the best ground type attacker, even if it did receive Mud Slap and Drill Run. As far as the best steel type attacker, you're still going to have things like Metagross outperforming it. And we're going to go ahead and skip over that psychic type Pokemon for now because it's another thing. We have Haxorus, Hydreigon, Chandelure, Germanitan, Samurott, Thundurus, Zekrom, Reshiram, all with the potential to do quite well in Pokemon Go. So just a few highlights here as far as those legendaries go. I'm going to more focus on the Pokemon that are going to be non-legendary. So Haxorus, Hydreigon, Chandelure does have some good potential as far as being a great ghost type attacker. As far as fire, it's going to be okay, but it's still going to have things outperforming it. Germanitan is actually going to be crazy good. So Fire Fang and Overheat, depending upon the moveset it does receive, it does have potential to do fairly well. So just a little taste here as to what we can expect for the top Gen 5 Pokemon. Like I said, we're going to be going a lot more in depth in this in the next video. All right, trainers, now let's just take a quick look at going up against this grunt here. It does have Snorlax, Poliwrath, and the Gyarados. So I will be able to do fairly well going up against the Snorlax. It does have Zen Headbutt. So if it did have a Lick, take note of that. Your Armor Mewtwo being a Psychic type would be going down fairly quick. But with the Zen Headbutt, I know that could be a bit of a troublesome Pokemon to go up against, especially if you're using Machamp. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do super effective with Machamp. And then that Zen Headbutt just wipes you out before you can even get off a Dynamic Punch. But in this case, my double moved Armor Mewtwo is performing quite nice, so it's pretty cool to actually find some good use for it. So you may want to give it a shot if you do have yourself a Mewtwo in this position with 2 moves, or with the Dynamic Punch at least. So pretty happy about that. And trainers, I am getting myself back into the swing of things. I do feel a little off base because of what happened, as well as not uploading a bunch of videos reporting on the news as soon as it does come out. And I feel a little behind, and as if these videos are almost, not going to say irrelevant, because I know not a lot of people are talking about it currently, but that's just the way my personality works, I suppose. So bear with me while I get back into the motions of all of the updates and stuff. So anyways, with that said, trainers, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I will be doing my best to keep you up to date as to what is happening and breaking down the news for you in Pokemon Go. As far as focusing on PvP, I'm not really feeling it anymore, guys. I will be talking about it from time to time, but not like I used to. I just don't feel it anymore, guys. Anyways, with that said, thank you for watching, trainers, and like usual, if you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, and I will be catching you all next time. Take care.